Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello and a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to today's class. And so I'm Meenakshi, and I believe you know me. So a very good evening again to all of you. And today we are gathered to know more about comprehension. So tell me, how many of you are preparing for this year, and how many of you are preparing for next year? So yes, Vishal, good evening. And all right, so Hardik for this year, and Rutvik is also for this year. Vishal is also for this year. What about the others? So see, the basic preparation is always the same. It's just that if you have more time, then you spend a little more time on your ability, on your solving, etc. Then you have a little more freedom in that sense. But the preparation remains the same. Okay, so yes, Richa and Tejaswini, good evening, all of you. Gautam, right? So most of you are this year, and some of you are for next year. I think Gautam is for next year, and a couple of more people. All right. Chalo, to without further delay, let us start off. What are the problems that you're facing? First of all, tell me that, and I'll try to cover those points and also add on, from my side, what I feel is important and should be done. So, yes, Abhay, good evening, and Sriraja and Subrita, Sagar and Yash Hariharan, Ardendu, and yes, Rutvik. Okay, so accuracy in RC is one thing that many people are having a problem. So let's write down the issues that we want to discuss today, right? So accuracy, I think this is a issue with everybody. So accuracy in RC, definitely we will talk about it. What about it? Then, okay, selecting between last two options. So option confusion. All right. Two option confusion, as you say. And Somrita says consistency during CAT preparation. This is a little generic, Somrita. I have talked about this in my previous webinar. If you search on Arun Sharma Mindwork site, I've talked about the preparation strategy overall. You can, watch that video. I'll talk about preparation for VRC. Thoda sa to I'll talk about today also. Okay, but not total focus, because total focus is on comprehension today. Okay, so we'll talk a little about consistency in preparation. Let's see, if we have time, we'll touch it. ठीक है ना? And problem in dense paragraphs. Okay, Shubhadeep, let's call them right. So difficult paragraphs, difficult passages, and understanding. And then Shivam says, okay, so obviously Shivam, if you're all right, all right. So Shivam is having a problem. Passage understood, but errors in questions. Anna. All right. Choosing the right answer, Suchir. Choosing the right RC. Okay, that's a good question. I would definitely like to talk about that. Choosing the right RC to attempt, है ना, in the mocks and in the exam. This is an important question. Uh-huh. Okay, so Aishwar has reading but not improving. Okay. Elimination, हाँ अंकित, elimination two option confusion वही है ना? चलो, let us write that. Elimination of options. Okay. एंड हाउ टू अटेम्प्ट आरसी फर्स्ट, हाँ वो भी बताएंगे मानसी. ओके, और पैराग्राफ. अच्छा, सो फर्स्ट वी और फर्स्ट आरसी, ये तो ओवरऑल स्ट्रैटेजी में आई डिस्कस. एंड choosing the right RC, हाँ Suchir, we will talk about that. Vocabulary. Vocabulary is a whole new paradigm. Vocabulary I have discussed in detail in my last session, which I took last month. It's there on the Arun Sharma Mindworks channel. Just check my videos. I've taken a preparation strategy in which I've talked about vocabulary. In vocabulary, I have talked about in the verbal teacup. So, you can also refer from there. Economics passages is subject-wise passages. Okay, we'll talk about. And types of questions. Okay, so question types and passage topics. Okay, right. So this is, I think, yeah, Hariharan, no, LOD2 is actually not difficult more than RC of last year's, because in LOD2 I've used previous year's ZAT IFT questions also, Hari. So because ZAT RC sometimes is more difficult, so I've given a mix, and I've used the standard of the higher cat level than the lower cat level. That is true, because the higher cat level is what is the difficult part. If the RCs are easy, then to आपको LOD1 से भी you will be able to do it. But actual cat is the LOD2 difficult cat. So yes, we have on purpose kept it a little more difficult. But that is for your benefit only. When you see in the exam, you'll find, because past year papers also we have put in the book. So that's why we've, used the difficult ones in the LOT2. That is so to make it cat level or the higher cat level too, so as to say. Unable to, okay. Yes, Satyajit, chat mode in webinar. When we are in Zoom, I normally unmute, but what happens is it takes a lot of time if we unmute everybody. So that's why we are on chat mode for the students. All right. So you can type anything that you want. I'll make sure that if it's relevant to the class, I'll take it. Best method to attempt. Okay, so I think more or less same things now. Novel reading ab nahi, Harshit, not now, because it's late now. Figurative meaning में yes, okay, ठीक है. So ideal mock strategy, problem to solve within. Okay, so vocabulary related and mock strategy. So I think we have covered all the points here. So let's start off now. Okay? Yeah, ninth edition is sufficient, Perla. Vamsi, ninth edition is sufficient. Together with it, all the papers. IFT, ZAT, CAT. Plus 10, 15 years, as much as you can do. So together with that, mocks, papers, original papers, and the book. That's more than enough. But you'll have to do the reading part. Time maintenance, yeah, confusing vocab we have written. All right, so let's stop the questions now, and let me now take up your points one by one, because all of you are saying the same thing which is written in different ways now, but more or less we are covering the same points. So let's focus on these, and obviously I'll talk about more than what is written here, so that your all the points get covered. So first of all, let us look at, let's go to the generic questions first, and then we go to specific questions. So first problem that people are talking about, difficult passages understanding and difficult vocabulary understanding, and difficulty in economics related passages, or dense passages as you call it, the difficult passages, these kinds of issues. So let's take those first. So first things first, when you read something, you have to start knowing what the topic is about. Now, if you don't have previous knowledge about the topic, or you don't have enough comfort level with the topic, your reading speed will go down, your understanding will be less. You might be understanding the English part of it, I mean, word by word, but the overall message and main idea is something that you might be missing out. So then how to improve that thing? For that, the reading is important. So I will want you to be starting your reading a little bit, not just solving comprehension. It's not like mathematics that if you do more questions in number system, you know better. or in a DI set, if you solve more sets, you know better. In English, you have to do some background work. Like in quants, you have to do calculation techniques and all that, so to increase your speed. Similarly, in English, you have to do a little bit of reading. So reading articles from Aeon, reading articles from The Economist, from The Guardian, from New York Times, LA Times, and all of these foreign publications. I have given the whole list in my previous session, how to prepare for BRC, which is there on the YouTube. You will take up the list from there and start doing 4 or 5 readings daily so that you become comfortable with the kind of topics that come up. Economics may if somebody has a problem, or philosophy may if somebody has a problem. So must know words in economics or must know words in philosophy. So for economics, you need to know words like demand, supply, sustainability, break even point, and who is a consumer, who's a producer, and law of diminishing returns, marginal utility, GDP, what is, so finance and economics related articles, you need to know these basic concepts. If you don't know them, they will keep coming in all the, in almost every second article. So first of all, economics related terms, similarly philosophy related terms, the basic importance. So you can just Google important concepts of philosophy, important concepts of economics. And I am doing a lot of philosophy stuff on Mindworks channel, on my other channel also, which is only for English, which is the Verbal TeaCup. So please follow both the channels, and I'm doing readings from Eon, how to understand those passages. Usko follow karke, just follow how I'm doing it and just, do like that. And in short, so now 4 to 5 readings everybody has to do every day. That is non-negotiable in different topics so that you are comfortable. Topical list you will pick up from my previous session and my previous webinar. And then what do you do when you open your article? So first of all, understand, okay, what is being talked about? What is the topic? The topic is the title and the matter which is inside. So start asking questions like who is being talked about, what is being mentioned, when, some particular timeline in some passages which are related to history or some discovery or invention or some particular time period. If we are talking about coronavirus and we are comparing it with the Great Plague, which happened, 100 years ago or 200 years ago, then that timeline becomes important. So when, so who is being talked about, what is being said, when, then where is the setting? Maybe sometimes a particular place is important based on which the comprehension is given. And then why is this person writing this passage? And the last question, how, writing in a positive manner, negative manner, neutral manner. How is the author writing about the particular topic? Once you start asking these questions, automatically from each paragraph, your paragraph starts getting in control, and then you start doing the mapping of the RC. The mapping of the RC basically means that each paragraph you take out the important points and start noting them down, the main idea of each point. So like if in the first paragraph we were talking about a person, so you say, okay, this person was being talked about, introduction. In the second paragraph, details about their professional life was there. You just say details of profession, that's all. 2 3 words you write. Now on the side, if you're solving from the book, if you're solving from the screen, that is from the website, or you're doing a mock or something, then what you will be doing is on your rough sheet. In the cat also you'll be allowed a rough sheet of paper. So just keep writing on your rough sheet of paper each paragraph and its idea in very short, so that your mapping is done when you reach the question. And then you see that, okay, the question is about the professional life of that person. So you immediately go back to that paragraph number 2, because in paragraph 2 you have written professional life. You just go back to paragraph 2 and answer the question. So that's how that will save your second reading time, first of all. That will also give you more control on the passage, because some people say that when I read, I keep forgetting what was there at the start. So this will give you maximum control over your passage. So these are 2 things that you have to do: the who, what, when, where, how, why questioning, and the idea mapping in each of the paragraphs. And then you see that, okay, what was the focus of the paragraph? Why was this written? To prove an argument, to, just tell a story, or to give information about anything, to try to prove something argumentative. Argument about what? Or, in general, it was analyzing an issue, talking about both positives and negatives. So just try to think like that. What was the purpose of this paragraph or this passage? And then will come your main idea. So once you've become comfortable with the mapping, topic, main idea, and these questioning, your control over the passage becomes much better than you were having earlier. Then comes the question. Up is in between, there will be difficult words. So difficult words related to different topics. That is something that you are already working on. And then difficult vocabulary words which just come out of the blue because the author is writing in, a fancy vocabulary style. So then in that case, if you've done my high and medium frequency words, they are like the must know words from the book. They come in all the passages and all, you find those words. Just go through those two word lists once or twice at least. Even if you don't remember them by heart, I mean, ideal would have been to memorize them, but abhi time nahi hai. So if you just see the basic words by, 2, 3 times, at least you know, okay, this is related to, vaguely, you have an idea to deal with the contextual vocabulary. And then comes what somebody was asking, figurative vocabulary. Now see, there are two kinds of, one is the literary meaning and the other is the figurative meaning. So literary meaning is the total, just the translation of the word. But the literary meaning, the figurative meaning, sorry, is the definition of the word according to the context in which it is used. So a very simple word, I always give this example, agitate. Agitate means different things in different contexts. Agitate normally means irritate. But if you are using agitation of atoms in the chemistry lab, then it could mean stirring of a liquid also, or it could mean the excited state of the atoms. So in that case, you need to work on the contextual meaning, which is also called as the figurative meaning. तो इसके लिए when you're doing your reading, try to understand according to context what the particular words are meaning. That you will slowly understand if you improve your reading and if you know the synonyms of those words. So synonyms से क्या होता है कि you get in control of the different aspects. Okay, this word can be used in 4 or 5 different ways. So you get the total context of the word. So synonyms, etc. के लिए, apart from my book, you can also use vocabulary.com is a very good site. You can take its help to refer to the synonyms, antonyms of the words. That will also help you for other exams like your NMAT and, SNAP and IFT and ZAT and other things. So this is for your vocabulary. And also for then the root words also help. तो 2-3 चीजें हैं vocabulary में. One is subject wise words and concepts which you will look up. The other is synonymous words, similar words, opposite words, and the third is the root words. With one root word you can know many words, but root words only will not help. You'll have to use all the 3 techniques. So these 3 will definitely help you, plus idioms and phrasal verbs, etc. also help you. But zyada time nahi hai, so at least focus on the important things. So this is for your vocabulary and reading. Now let's go on to solving wala issues. ठीक है? And the other points. So the reading speed, many people are asking, reading speed is a direct function, a direct, output of how comfortable you are with the topic. So words like quarantine and all these words we were not comfortable with them, and you would read them again and again. But now due to the coronavirus, all these words have become very common. So reading speed and the vocabulary also becomes very comfortable and faster once you know a little bit about many things. So comfort with the topic. Like I'm not very interested in sports. So when I read a sports column from any place, I take a longer time than my normal reading. I would read philosophy 3 times faster than I would read a sports column. Although for many of you, your sports column reading will be definitely faster than your philosophy reading, because I'm not too much interested in it. So when I read it, I take time, and I don't know many of the people. So then I have to find out, okay, who is this guy being referred to? Similarly, in philosophy and economics and history, you don't know most of the people and the concepts. So you have to Google and find out, okay, what is being talked about. Therefore, you take more time, or you at least reread it again and again to try to find. So that's why, so this is a direct function of your comfort level. So that's why we talk about diversity in reading. You have to read from the sources that I've mentioned in my previous session, so that you are comfortable with that. Automatically, your reading problem will go. Now coming to your questions and how to attempt them, and choosing the best mock strategy, blah blah, all of those points. Okay, so one good idea is, since we have talked about mapping, I've just talked about mapping of comprehension. So what you can do is start reading. If it's a long passage, read the question first. Don't read the option. Only read the question first, and then you do your paragraph mapping. When you're doing your paragraph mapping, automatically you know that, okay, question 1 is from paragraph 3, because okay, question 1 is asking about X, and X is mentioned in paragraph 3. So when you reach paragraph 3, you read it a little more carefully, because the question has been asked, and you also put it in your points that, okay, question 1, paragraph 3, I will come back to it again. So okay, you have to only come back to paragraph 3, question 1, till you don't have to search the whole passage again. That will again increase decrease your solving time and increase your speed of solving. So that is one thing. Read the question first, not the option. And this I tell you in all my sessions. When you read the question, you read the passage, please try to find an answer from the passage. Don't read the option first. Try to find an answer from the passage, have a mental answer. Then try to match that answer from the option. Normally, we do the opposite. We read the question, we read the option, and then you start finding the option in the passage, and you will mostly 90% of the times in the cat passages or in the LOD2 passages not be able to find that option in the passage, because passage तो पहले से लिखा हुआ है, passage has been written long time ago, questions have been made on it, the options have been made on it. So from the question you actually have to look in the passage, what should be the ideal answer, and then match it with the options given. I'll give you an example. This is something which I was teaching in my last session for my Mindwork students. You know, just share. This is a cat passage. All right. So we just want to read 4 or 5 lines. This is about Billie Holiday, who was a very famous singer. I'm just reading 4 or 5 lines here. Her physical death called, if anything, for relief rather than sorrow. So people were relieved when she died. What sort of middle age would she have faced without the voice to earn money for her drinks and fixes, without the looks? And in her day, she was hauntingly beautiful to attract the men she needed, without business sense, without anything but the disinterested worship of aging men who had seen and heard her in her glory. So this means that people are very relieved that she had died, because in her middle age she will not have any money for her drink. She was an alcoholic, and for her drugs. She has lost her beauty, she has lost her voice. So now tell me, whoever this woman is, if she would have lived longer, would she have a good life or would she have a bad life? This is a cat passage. Please tell me. What do you predict? We predict that she would have a Bad life, right? Now see this question. Question number 58, question number 2. If Billie Holiday, according to author, if Billie Holiday had not died in her middle age, she would have, our answer is what? Bad life. Bad life is our mental answer. Now tell me, which option has bad life here? All the positive options. Elimination will start. She would have gone to make a further mark. This is a positive answer. Gone. Right? A is out. First is out. Second, she would have become even richer. Positive answer. Out. All right. Fourth option. She would have led a comfortable existence. Positive answer. Gone. Third option. She would have led a rather ravaged existence. Ravaged means destroyed. This is the negative. We are looking for bad life. We found our answer. Option number 3. Not too difficult, right? So a mental answer always helps. So third answer was correct, as all of you are saying. So this is the answer that we were looking for. Okay. Now, if we see another, now this is talking about that. All right. So this is talking about yet irrational though it is, our grief expressed Billie Holiday's art, that for a woman who must be sorry, the great blues singer to whom she was compared, etc., etc. And then we talk about her unique achievement was to have twisted this into a total disregard of passions and sugary tunes or indeed any other tunes ठीक है ना, than her own. So she is not bothered about any other tune than her own tune. Then, so she's a singer. Little need be said about her horrifying life, which she described with emotional, though hardly with factual truth, in her autobiography, Lady Sings the Blues. So she was a blues singer. Blues are the sad songs. Okay, and she wrote an autobiography. You have to understand what an autobiography means. Biography is when you write about somebody's life history. Auto is when you write your own life history. So she has written her own novel about her own life, her autobiography, called as Lady Sings the Blues. There is a question, and we were also talking about her songs, and we were talking about that her voice was very rough. She did not have a smooth voice. She had a very rough voice. All right. So that was also mentioned somewhere. A gritty, haunting voice and all that. So she had a rough voice. That was also mentioned. Now let's look at this question. Question number 59. Why will Billie Holiday survive many who receive longer obituaries? So long stories are not written by about her, but she's still going to survive. She's dead, so she's surviving obviously in the minds of the people. Now she was what kind? A singer is known for what? So Kishore Kumar is living in our lives. He is dead, but he still survives through his songs. Which option is telling about her? See, because of her smooth voice, I have told you that her voice was rough. So this option is wrong. This has been given to you janbujke. This is a trap. Her voice is written as rough. Anger she has not expressed. She has only expressed sorrow in the whole passage. So this will also go out. It is written that she was destroying herself totally. She was not as self-destructive. This will also go. This is opposite. but her songs are only mentioned in one option, blues creations, the songs that she sang. Lady sings the blues. So the answer has to be the first option, right? Lady Sings the Blues was her autobiography. So the blues songs were the sad songs that she used to sing, and the songs are mentioned in one. Anger she never expressed. The whole passage is talking about how she used to express sadness and sorrow. Anger is a totally different word. Smooth, her voice was called as rough. So smooth is a totally opposite word. So you'll start eliminating like that. So our mental answer was because of her blues songs, and we have an answer there. So that is how you will eliminate the wrong ones and select the right one. And I'm doing it with a cat passage only for you so that you understand better. And then there is a lot of information in this passage. So then what do? We see there are only 4 questions. So we check out the questions and then we read this passage and start doing the mapping. Okay. And then it makes it easier for us to understand. So that is how you go about your elimination and selection. So this 2 option confusion only happens when you have not decided what you are looking for. So in that case, anything, if you were just talking about only about songs you were thinking, then there were 3 options about songs and her voice. The blues creation, the expression of anger, and the sugary tunes and smooth voice. You would get confused in all 3. Maybe you would eliminate the smooth voice because you have decided, okay, her voice was rough. But this expression of anger in her songs and the blues creation, the 2 option confusion 1 and 4 was happening because you had not pinpointed that 1, there was no anger in her songs. 2, the blues songs that she sang were her, her a sort of a statement, songs that she sung, the only songs that she was known by. So definitely, if she was known by those songs, she will be famous. She will be remembered by those songs. That mental, talking you have to do when you are reading and deciding what kind of an option you want, and then start eliminating all the general options, all the options which have extra information, all the options which are going on the other side, changing the information or getting information from outside which is not mentioned. These are the points of elimination that you will be working upon. All right. So that is how you do your option. Mapping the passage, Ria, I've just talked about. I think you came later. I just talked about in the first part. Okay. So this recording will be available in 1 or 2 days on YouTube by tomorrow or day after. So you can just watch the first part. So that is something. Now, so the option confusion, the vocabulary, elimination of options, all this we have done. Now let's pick up this one. Reading but not improving. Now, reading but not improving because you are not reading in the right way. You are just, your eyes are reading and your mind is somewhere else. Frankly, you have to admit that to yourself. If you are reading and you are understanding everything, the question is created from the passage itself. So definitely the answer, you are either not able to understand what is written, or you are not able to understand how the author wants you to understand it. You are understanding it in your own way. But for RC interpretation, the comprehension, to comprehend means to understand it in the way the author wants you to understand. So kabhi kabhi when we read, we bring our own prejudice inside it. It is written that it is the critical need of the hour to do something. You understand that, okay, critical word means criticizing, which is correct. But critical word also means important. So it is critical need of the hour to do something. that does not mean that it is the negative need of the hour. It actually means it is the important need of the hour. It is the focus of the hour. So instead of thinking of it as a negative thing, you have to think of it as an important thing. But when we are talking about a critical tone of the author, or the author was talking and criticizing somebody, then we are talking about a negative thing. In that, if you talk about, okay, critical is important, then the negative you will make important, and the important you will make negative. And so our personal biases, or the personal understanding prejudices that we have, the limited understanding that we have, that sometimes starts fighting with our total understanding, and therefore the improvement does not happen. So the trick to do is उस चीज के बारे में first read it from a Wikipedia or an easy source, and then read it again, so that you know it from an easier source, and then you read the passage again. Because see, if you have to improve, kahin na kahin the basic work will have to be done. So 10 दिन के लिए, if you are, see, you will not have a problem in all topics. Maybe history you understand, geography you understand, science you understand, but in economics and philosophy you are having a problem. So economic ka basic terms and concept, philosophy ka basic terms and concepts, and then if I'm doing a eon reading, so then just do that topic from some easy place, and then do it from the eon, or from the encyclopedia of philosophy, or some difficult place. Or simple enough, just go to for at least for philosophy videos, you can start off with my videos, know the basic concepts of philosophy, thoda sa samajh jayenge, to becomes much easier. So try to use that strategy, and then paragraph by paragraph, as I told you, the mapping, start asking questions. Who is being talked about? What is being said? When, where, how, and why? You do this thing, I can promise you 20-30% improvement will happen in 10 days. Just practice this for 1 week to 10 days. If you see there is a improvement, please continue it for the next month. If you see that, okay, there is no improvement, you can leave it and go back to what you were doing. But I can promise you, definitely, if you do it rightly, there will be improvement. But you have to be honest to yourself. I mean, my work is just to tell you, but you have to execute it. All the things that I can do is, give you more examples, give you more readings, that's all. But you'll have to do the work. So that is the reading but not improving. You do it the right way, and see if the passage is a little above your level. So read one level below it, and then go to that level. पूरा नहीं खत्म हो रहा है, कोई बात नहीं, read 10 lines, read 15 lines, try to decode them, and then keep adding one paragraph extra every week. Start with 2 paragraphs, then move on to 3, then 4, then 5, but at least do 5-6 readings daily. That is topics, readings daily. That is very, very important. So this comes there. Passage understood but errors in question. This either you did not understand the question, or you did not have a mental answer. Therefore, this error happens. So what I've told you, read the question, find the answer from the passage, have a mental answer, and then try to eliminate the options. Some questions are but inferential. So for inferential questions, your correct answer will not be exactly mentioned in a passage. Some clue will be given, like this question of Billie Holiday. Why will she be remembered? How will she be remembered? So obviously, now we were guessing through her songs. So this was an inference. So you have to think one step forward. Songs wala kis tarah ka interpretation? The kind of songs that she sang, or her voice, or what do we want to focus on here? That is your inferential question. Any direct answer for the inferential question will not be there. That will be your specific question. So for inferential questions, you will have to think from the clues given in the passage. One step forward, but it cannot be many steps forward. You cannot call her the best blues singer, because best kahin nahi likha hai. Ye likha hai ki she had a unique voice. So we know that she was different, but does not mean unique will not mean she was best. तो inference भी उतना ही करना है जितना context आपको clues दे रहा है. Over inference से भी answer गलत हो जाता है. So these are the reasons why we make errors. Okay. Now let us move on to how to choose a mock में RC. So mock overall strategy, I'll tell you, when you read, take questions in threes. My particular strategy is start with VA. First 10 minutes, VA ka 4 5 questions if you can do, you release the pressure. So if you're good in summary or you're good in paragraph, no negative markings are there, but don't spend more than 1.5 to 2 minutes per question. In VA questions in the CAT papers, 2 minutes per question is the upper limit. Okay, 1.5 to 2 minutes. Usse zyada nahi. If you feel you have wasted 10 15 seconds and you are not liking the question, move on. So each question will have three reactions. I know how to solve. I don't know how to solve. I can try. तो I don't know how to solve and I can try, इसको अभी नहीं करना है. I know how to solve. Please attempt only those. See, even if you attempt 10 questions correct, you are getting 30 marks, which is in the CAT 20 paper getting you a 80 plus percentile. If you are doing around 13 14 questions, which is taking you to 40 plus marks, you are going to a 90 to 95 percentile. So you're totally in the safe zone. So even if you attempt only 15 17 questions and with a high accuracy level, you will get a 95 plus easily if the paper is of 40 minutes. If it is for 1 hour per section, then again 4 questions add kar lena, 18 ke badle 22 questions kar lena. That is all. Okay, so you have to aim at a first a score of 30, then a score of 35, then a score of 40, and jitna bhi aap maximize kar sakte. But once you touch 40, your danger is over. You are easily in the 90 to 95 percentile range, if not more. I'm being conservative. It can go higher than 95 also with a 40 plus score. So just focus on that much. You don't have to attempt everything. In comprehension also, read a few lines randomly. Question देख लेना, अगर बहुत ज़्यादा according to the passage ये वो है, मतलब you have to look in the passage too many times. And if you are a slow reader, then you will avoid those questions. If you are not good in inference and questions are like what can be inferred, what can be implied, ये सब type का है, तो inferential question है, तो उसको avoid करना है. But if there are direct questions like the main idea, the principal information, what can be, what is the message of the passage, and you are good in main idea questions and all that, please attempt. If you know the topic of the RC, आपने पढ़ा हुआ है कहीं से उसके बारे में, अभी कोरोना वायरस का आरसी आ गया, everybody will attempt it because we all know a little bit about it. हाँ, but अगर if you have a little bit idea, then please attempt that. That will be an easier RC for you to solve. But sometimes easy writing and difficult questions and difficult RC and easy questions, that happens. तो अगर RC बहुत difficult है and you can read and understand, be very sure that the questions will be more direct and more easy. But if the RC is easy to read, then the questions will be more inferential and difficult. That's what they normally do. So you will have to pick up your strength and attempt accordingly. And attempt only those if you are sure of. Can solve wala jo category ka questions tha, uska number लिख के you keep it aside. If end of the paper you have got 5 7 minutes, then wo can solve wala you can attempt at that time. But abhi I know how to solve, I can solve this, wo wale questions are the ones that you will attempt. So first target is get 10 correct. So attempt only 12 13 in your next mock, get 10 questions correct. Then in the next mock, attempt around 15 and then get 13 12 correct. In the next mock, attempt 18 and get 15 correct. You are in a safe zone. You don't have to worry. उसके बाद उसको maintain करना है in the next 4 5 mocks. If you feel that okay, in every mock now I have 2 3 5 minutes extra, then you can attempt a little more, but only attempt the ones you are sure of. Guesswork avoid करना. Theta में last में अगर guesswork करना in the non-negative ones, you can do a little guesswork there if you want. But there is no fun in attempting more questions, putting stress on your time and getting half of them wrong and losing by negative marking. Number of questions attempted is not going to get your marks. Number of questions correct will get you marks. So attempt less, focus on accuracy. The normal time limit is normally we have 10 minutes, 12 to 14 minutes per RC for a five question RC. For a 4 question RC, 10 to 12 minutes should be the ideal time. Okay. So that is how you will look at them. So if you get stuck, please immediately leave and move on, Aditya. Because what happens is if you get stuck, aapko lagta hai ki I've wasted 1 minute on it. Then you end up wasting 4 more minutes on a parajumble and you waste 5 minutes and you still get it wrong. उससे better है कि 10 minutes RC में देके 2-3 question कर लेते RC का, है ना? या फिर VA में ही 2 question और कर लेते. So even if you have lost 30-40 seconds in the passage or sorry in the question, don't lose more 2-3 minutes there. You have to, it's like a toxic relationship. You have to know when to cut off that relationship and move on in your life. So similarly, you have friends that drag you. Similarly, there are questions that drag you. You have to learn to cut off and immediately move on to the next one. That is what you will learn in the mocks. So give more mocks. Do your reading, do your solving, do your vocabulary work, focus on your mocks. That is what you have to do. These are the 4 things that you have to work on. That's all. All right. So, Samrita, you have my book now. So in the book, the high frequency words and the medium frequency words and root words. But those are the must know words. Okay? So just focus on them. So I think I have covered everything that you wanted me to cover. And please start solving now. Please start your, if you have not been doing your reading, जो भी difficult लगता है उसका 10 दिन का time दो, उसका reading का काम खत्म करो. 50 paragraphs on things that you don't know. Economics you don't understand, 50 paragraphs, 5 per day, 10 days. Finish off. Philosophy you don't know, 50 readings. 50 readings you have to do. Even if you're reading, half a page also, chalega. Different topics of that subject. Immediately you will become comfortable. It will be like, okay, this I understand. I have done some work on this. The, confidence will come. And when you're confident, then even the difficult questions you will be able to solve. How you manage your mind in the exam is very, very important. So make your strong areas and strengthen them, and then work on your weak areas and eliminate them. That has to be the strategy for the next 2 months. That is August and September. And October may consolidate your overall things. Make a stable, score that you're getting and work on that. That has to be your plan for October. August, September, work on your strengths, minimize your weaknesses. That should be the target. Okay. So mocks you can start giving if you have done 3-4, if you're getting 60-70% accuracy in your comprehension, your parajumbles. So important chapters are parajumbles, critical reasoning, summary of the paragraph, irrelevant statement, paragraph completion. 5 chapters from the paragraph level and comprehension. These are the important chapters. Baki vocabulary based chapters like synonym, antonym, fill in the blanks, you will do for non-cats. Grammar based sentence correction, phrasal verbs, you will do for non-cats. Okay. So grammar and vocabulary are direct questions, now are not coming in cat, but they used to come earlier. So you can't leave them because the cat has no pattern. It can come back like summary question. I keep telling this example. Summary question had disappeared from 2003 to 2015, 12 years. There was no summary question. 2016 to 2020, every year there has been a 3 questions from summary. So you can't ask cat ki 12 years that you did not give summary, why did you, get it back? So same kind of thing happens. So that is something to vocabulary abhi nahi aa raha, but can come. You can't stop them from giving if they want. So thoda sa fill in the blanks and vocabulary work bhi kar lena. Do it from my book. That's more than enough. Past papers kar loge. वैसे भी for ZAT, IFT and other exams, you need to do those chapters. तो वो काम कर लेना. But focus more on the important chapters which are there for CAT. Which is the, so don't read the whole newspaper, Anusha. As I told you, do smart reading na. Pick up the editorials. अभी पूरा नहीं पढ़ना है, आप headlines देख लो for your general awareness. General awareness भी हम लोग YouTube पर भी कर रहे हैं. Pinaki ma'am is doing a lot of general awareness for you and all that. Follow that. Just follow the headlines and do from the foreign magazines. अभी हिंदू सिर्फ पढ़ के नहीं होगा. Hindu is lower than cat level. So you have to do the cat sources, which I have talked about in my last webinar, the EON, the IEP, the Economist, the Guardian, all these foreign wala sources. Usse direct passage aata hai. So you have to do it from those sources. The random reading that you have to do. Okay. The YouTube channel name, there are two channels, Anisha. One is Arun Sharma Mindworks channel, and the other is the Verbal TeaCup. I'll write both the channel names. The Verbal TeaCup is one in which I've done a lot of reading stuff and all. And Arun Sharma Mindworks channel is the standard channel which we started with. So this is our old channel. We work on both channels. Huh? So this is Arun Sharma Mindworks. This is the main channel, and the TeaCup is the additional channel which I've started for reading and vocabulary and other things. Okay. So just follow those, but only following and listening to me will not help. You have to start doing yourself. Then only you will face the challenges, you will face the problems. And mocks sabko shuru kar dena hai August mein. At least give 30-40 mocks. So every week, one or two mocks have to be given, section tests have to be given. Ye sabko dena hai. ठीक है ना. सेक्शन टेस्ट एंड मॉक्स मिला के एटलीस्ट 30-40 everybody has to give. वो 5 मॉक देके नहीं होगा. And then cat papers 17, 18, 19, 20. Treat them like actual papers because they are the actual papers. So cat 20 का there are 3 papers, 17, 18, 19 का 2 papers each. So 6 plus 3 9 proper cat papers you have latest. Give them like an exam. Time yourself, give them like an exam. That will really help you. Okay. So that is what you have to do. And yeah, the vocab series is there. I keep doing a lot of things. Ankit, yes, I will continue it. But again, as I told you, sirf mere pe nahi depend karna hai. I do it in my free time, extra time. So please do your work also. Hai na? I'll keep continuing, but you have to do your work also. Right. Acha, there's some announcement. Mindworks is we are starting the new batch. I think August May we'll have the last 1 or 2 batches now for the cat. So 5th August is the date for our cat batch to start. Since I think you have shared your email IDs, you will get emails about the batch and promotion and all that. I'll not talk about it. You will get the email. If you are interested, you're most welcome to join and learn with us. Otherwise, you are there on our YouTube channels. We love you for that also. So no issues at all if you're preparing yourself. If you want to learn one-on-one with us, definitely come for the Mindworks thing. That is from 5th August, we are starting a new batch. But the details you can find in the email and you can talk to the counselors. All right. So that's all for today. And it's all in the evenings, Ankit. It's all online and all evenings. So 7 to 10 is the normal time. 7 to 11 actually, 7:30 to 11. So that your work hours are not interfered with. And on Saturday, Sunday, sometimes we take extra hours in the day also. Okay. So mock analysis, Neelabhadra, I think sir has talked about in detail. आप उनका check कर लो. And mock analysis के लिए you'll have to see कि what kind of questions are you attempting. Are you attempting only the must do questions and why you are going wrong? What was the reason for your error and work on it? In short, that is what you have to do. Reason for error and work on it. And did you choose the best questions that were there? So after you finish your mock, attempt it again and see which questions were good, which you could have attempted, which you did not, and what were the errors that you did and why that error happened. There are 4 or 5 issues that could be the reason. Check out those points and work on them for 10-15 days. Immediately there will be improvement. Okay. Yes, start the mocks, Ankit. Okay. And right then, so I'll end the session now. Thank you very much. This session will come on YouTube, most probably by tomorrow or day after. Okay. By the same name, how to improve your reading comprehension. Right. So bye bye. Take care. God bless all of you and do your best. And please focus for the next 3 months. That is all we have. So that's very, very important. Bye bye. Good night.